Welcome back. Now, the National Prosecuting Authority has issued former President Jacob Zuma with a nolle prosequi certificate. The certificate now allows Zuma to take the first step in privately prosecuting senior prosecutor Billy Downer. Zuma claims Downer broke the law when he leaked his medical records to the media. Downer is the lead prosecutor in the former president's arms deal corruption case. Let's bring in attorney Melusi Xulu to discuss the process and more details in terms of what happens next. Mr. Xulu, thank you very much for your time here on All Angles. Now, firstly, of course, this is yet another delaying tactic, right? Because it's not going to be as easy as a court date being set for the private prosecution.
Good morning to you, Maseko, and the viewers at home. Yes, for now, the former president has been granted permission to privately prosecute the advocate Billy Downer. So obviously they have to, according to Section 7, they have to take the matter to a competent court that will hear the matter. So we'll have to wait which court will hear the matter. Remember, the main issue is based on Section 41, subsection 6 of the National Prosecuting Act of 1998. So we'll wait and see which courts will take the matter. I believe it might be in Maritzburg.
But will this impact the actual case? We are supposed to see the former president back in court on the 15th of August. The trial is supposed to start then. We've seen many postponements before. So with this now happening and the NPA giving the go-ahead for private prosecution, does this not impact the start of this trial? Will we not see further delays?
Have an impact on the case, which is in Maritzburg, because the main thing is the defense is focusing on Section 32 to say the prosecutor was not acting in good faith. So we'll have to see how they'll bring that in court in August. Maybe they might say, look, we are busy with the private prosecution of the very same prosecutor who's handling the matter. Maybe it's better that matter is firstly done before this one. But we'll see how the defense will put that in court, because there's nothing that they've indicated for the case in August to say they will want that case to be postponed pending private prosecution of advocate Billy Downer.
Because that's the only thing that makes sense to me, them asking for a postponement, because their problem with this trial starting is really advocate Billy Downer, whom they think would be biased against the former president. But let me ask you this, in terms of the cost, doesn't private prosecution cost even more money than using the state?
As it says, it's a private prosecution. So which means you have to use your legal representative to be the ones who will carry the matter. They have to be paid. And also, obviously now, the resources that are needed to have a competent court that will run the matter. So it does cost in a way, but it looks like it's the avenue that the former president wants to take, and we'll see how it impacts on his other trial.
And I imagine it's not going to be that easy, because he's going to have to find somebody. The same way the NDPP, for instance, would make a decision to go ahead with prosecution, private prosecution would also have to take the same avenue. He'd have to get somebody who feels or thinks that there are prospects for success in his application for Billy Downer to step down in this trial. But just explain to me what the process is. Is there, for instance, a time frame to which they need to adhere to the private prosecution? Does the National Prosecuting Authority probably give them 3 months, or is this just open to any time that they're ready?
No, according to Section 7, 8, and 9, there's no time frame put. But I think because of the importance of this case for the president specifically, they might want it to be done as soon as possible for them to be able to also see how it will impact the trial that is happening in August. In another way, Maseko, one may say it's a Stalingrad defense, which is the delaying tactics. But I suppose the president is using everything that he can use that is allowed in law. So there's another argument that he's trying to fight his case for him to get justice. but the other side of the coin might be delaying tactics.
Meanwhile, the state has said that they'll stand behind Advocate Billy Downer, so resources for him are already ready in this particular case, while the former president still needs to seek those resources.
Yes, that's correct. I think I was thinking what defense the advocate might have, but it's clear if you go and look at Section 42 of the National Prosecuting Act, it says if you disclose information, I think that will be the key question. If you disclose information, but in a bona fide way or in good faith, you will not be penalized. But if you look at Section 41, it says if you disclose information that you're not supposed to disclose, you'll be penalized. So the key question is, was the advocate in the right position to disclose whatever information that defense is complaining about? So we will have to see how this will unfold in the next coming months.
All right. Well, thank you very much for your time, Attorney Melusi Xulu, giving us more details on what it means after the National Prosecuting Authority gave Jacob Zuma the go-ahead to privately prosecute Advocate Billy Downer.